The reason why I chose Chigwell School is because that it has a variety of sports, which is what I enjoy doing. And then there is a really nice boarding house system where you have about 7 international students living in the same house. And then you've got 3 more other houses where you have about 25 boarders in total. And all of them come from different parts of the world. And I feel like this is a really nice chance for me to meet up and get to know other coaches more and learn about their culture and make more friends. And that's the reason why I chose here instead of other schools, because 25 or 20-ish number is like the perfect number for me to socialize. I get to know everyone's name, I know their background, and I get the chance to talk to them like one-on-one or as a group. And I feel like this is the major reason why I chose the school. I wake up around 7, I'll go to breakfast around 7:30, I will spend around 30 minutes there, and I will spend 10 minutes talking to my friend, and I'll go to registration, which is what we call a morning call-over. And then after that, I'll go to my first lesson, and then right after that, I've got a second lesson, and I've got a break for 30 minutes. And then afterward, I'll have 2 more lessons until I've got my slot for either chapel, church, or assembly, or tutor time. Usually that lasts about 30 minutes as well. And then I'll go to my lunch. Right afterward, I've got about 15 minutes of break before I go to DEAR, which is the time that is dedicated for us to read for about whatever we like. And then we will have our afternoon lesson for 2 hours, for 2 lessons. And then we'll have our end of school. Sometimes it will be after school clinics that I like to go. Sometimes the teacher will be there to help us with questions we like to ask after the entire day. Sometimes it's just there to talk about something that is interesting. And afterward, we'll go to dinner around 6, and I'll come back around 7 where I start my evening prep time, where we are allowed to move around the house, but not outside of it. So we'll do 2 hours. We'll do 2 hours of studying, and after that, we've got a free time for 2 hours before our curfew, which is at 10:30, and I'll go to bed around 11, and I start my day again. So I chose my A-level as biology, chemistry, and maths. I was doing physics as well as 3 sciences and maths, but then it got to a point that I feel like physics isn't my focus, and I feel like I should drop it as a subject to focus on my 3 other subjects more, because my career plan is to become a doctor or anything along the line of healthcare, and that's why I chose those 3 subjects, and that's why I came to this country. So normally I would just spend my entire day in the science block, where it is a designated place for us who study science to be in there to kind of do our practicals, to learn our subject obviously, and then it's also a chance for us to meet with our teachers if we have any questions. And also I'll spend the rest of my day in a sixth form centre, which is also a designated place for us sixth formers, so lower sixth and middle sixth, to stay there, where you have a space to study and you have a space to socialise, where is the coffee shop we have. So sometimes I'll just go to the coffee shop if I want to relax a bit. I'll buy a cup of coffee, or I'll just talk to my friends if I want to, or buy some snacks if I'm feeling a bit peckish. But normally I would just go there for the sake of socialising. And my university plan is obviously to apply for medicine. However, I've also applied for sport medicine as well. So I got an offer from Loughborough for sports science, and I feel like that is also what I wanted to do as a child. When I was growing up, I always wanted to do something with sports. And now I've got my offer, and I just need to work on my A-level and then eventually go to the university if I have the chance to. So for me, settling in the school in the UK was a major transition in my life to me, because I originally came from China, where my peers were Chinese, and now I'm surrounded by British students and all over the students all across the world. And I feel like before I came here, I was very anxious about it, because I've never actually had any friend who had a different background as me. So I was worried if I'm ever going to be able to make friends, but turns out I've made a lot of friends both internationally and locally. I think the mentoring system that the school has in place was really helpful because I've got two mentors in my year who helped me to settle in on the first day of our induction day, where my mentors introduced me to the peer, and I kind of just settled in quite well when I have the opportunity to be introduced by someone who's already there for a couple of years. So that helped me a lot, making friends wise. And I also took part in football as well. So my friend told me there was a pre-season training before the school started. And I thought, why not? I just joined them. So I went there for a couple of hours of training. And I actually made a few friends just want to play football. And I haven't even started school yet. So I feel like that was something that really helped me. And now looking back, all those anxieties and worries, they're a bit silly right now to look at, because I feel like all those things kind of just cancel out after I came here. That the friends who are really supportive and the teachers who was really nice, caring. So I feel like I just settled in like right away. Well, to me, the meaning of having a house parent in a boarding school, it's like having someone watching over you like my own parents, but we're not related. Obviously he's Irish, I'm Chinese, but to me, Mr. Rabbit, who's my house parent, he's like a father to me, and then Mrs. Rabbit, who's like a mother to me, and obviously there's Tristan, who is the little kid they have, and Kaylin, who is about 1 year old, and there's a dog called Bella. So it's really like a huge family living under the same roof, and I feel like this is what I was hoping for, to have the chance to still have the opportunity to spend my time as a family, but maybe not my original parents, but to me they're my parents now. And I feel like this is something that I value very much, because even though Mr. Rabbit is a head of geography, he's a teacher, but to me he's more like a father that can look after me, that would just help me whenever I need. And he has helped me so many times and taken me to the A&E because I sprained my ankle from playing football multiple times. And that sort of things you wouldn't expect someone as a teacher to do it, but you would, feel like, okay, as a parent, maybe he would do it for his own children, and he's doing it for me. And I feel like that's something that really stood out for me as a boarder in Chigwell.